What's up guys, it's MD Shady back at it again with another great video for you guys today. Today we will be doing a which is better between New York Comic Con 2021 and New York Comic Con 2022. So let's check it out.
Like,
Comment,
and subscribe for more content.
where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh. So, like I said, today's video is a which is better between New York Comic Con from this year and last year, 2021 and 2022. And like we normally do, we have it broken into a few categories. So those categories are ad icons and icons, animation, Disney, Marvel and DC, movies, retro toys, Star Wars, television, and lastly, miscellaneous. So if you guys have watched some which is better videos in the past, you guys know that I break down each category and the pops in that category, and then I tell you which one I think is better, and then at the end we tally it up and see overall which con ended up being better, for this instance at least, with New York Comic Con. So we'll start off with talking about the 2021 pops from New York Comic Con for ad icons and icons. So first off, we have the Pumpkin McNugget, which is a pop that I personally love. I really enjoy this pop. Unfortunately, it is not with the rest of my McDonald's pops because I don't own this pop yet, which is a shame because this is one of my more favorite McNuggets pops from the McDonald's ad icons. Then we have two different Polly Pigeons, and they have the green attires where you have the dark green as well as the white based attires, I guess you could say. And these are pretty cool. I don't mind the Polly Pigeons. And then for 2021, we also have the Pizza Rat. This is a pretty decent one. He has the multicolored hat with the blues, the purples, and the pinks. And then he has just like your classic pepperoni slice of pizza in his hand, and of course the cheese or the peppers or whatever it is on there says NYCC, which is a cool detail, and this isn't a bad Pizza Rat. And then for 2022 we have the Polaroid camera, which is actually a really sweet looking pop. Normally I don't like the inanimate objects that get the eyes and the arms and the legs added, but I think they did a good job of this one. Next up we have the Kaboom cereal clown, and this is really cool. We saw the Funko soda of it, and now we have it in pop form, which I think is great. It looks very similar to the soda. And then we have a new Polly Pigeon as well as Pizza Rat. The Polly Pigeon is really cool. Like DK had predicted, he thought that it would probably be more of a New York Rangers themed pop, and it really is. I mean, these colors are the colors of the New York Rangers, so great job for DK for predicting this, and this is probably one of my more favorite Polly Pigeons. And then we have the Pizza Rat, which is a lighter fur color, which I like because it really makes the pinks of his ears and his feet as well as his tail pop out, and I don't know, I just enjoy that lighter brown color. That Pumpkin McNugget is phenomenal and a pop that I need to have in my collection, so I think 2021 wins for ad icons and icons. The second category we have is animation. So starting off with Suyu from My Hero Academia. This is a pretty cool pop. I've seen it in person and it does look pretty cool. I kind of like the translucent, but I also kind of just like the common better than this one. Suyu is one of my favorite characters from My Hero Academia, if not my favorite character, so it's a little bit biased because it's a character that I do like. Then we have the All Might, and this is a cool pop. There's a lot of detail going on with the hair as well as the face, because he has the weird, super weird eyes when he's in that kind of form of All Might, and the body pose itself is pretty good. We have Jiraiya from Naruto Shippuden, and this is an awesome pop. People love this. What a sweet pop. There's a lot of detail going on with it, and overall a really awesome Naruto pop. And then in 2022 we have Swamp Fire, which is the first ever Ben 10 Funko Pop, and it looks pretty sweet. And it's weird that we're seeing this as the first ever Ben 10 Funko Pop. We just got the announcement of the Funko Soda of Ben 10, and now we finally do have a pop. Then we have the Metallic Goku Ultra Instinct Pop, and this is pretty cool. The pose is great. The detail is awesome. I love the base that it kind of comes with. And the metallic is okay. Not one of my favorite Dragon Ball pops, and I feel like we do have an abundance of Goku pops already, so it's not something that I feel is a must-have for a Comic-Con pop. And then we also have the Goku Ultra Instinct Sign Pop, and this one's pretty cool as well. I like the pose where it kind of looks like he's walking like fiercely, which is awesome. But overall, it's pretty much the same thing with the last Goku pop. We've seen so many Goku pops. And then we have the second form of Cell, and this is the best pop out of the 3 Dragon Ball pops. This pop is really cool. I like this. I don't think that Cell gets enough love in Funko Pop form. I believe there's 2 or 3 other Funko Pops of Cell, so it's great to see a second form Cell. 2 versions of Gloomy, which you have the more common one, I guess you can say, where it's just a Gloomy with the kind of mask thing that he has on, and then there is the flocked version as well with the bloody variant, I guess you could say, and that's a really cool pop. But the common, unfortunately, is just so weird to be paired up with a flocked version as well at the same con. Then we have Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, and this is a pretty cool looking pop. It makes sense for a con pop. We've seen this character have a pop already, so a new variant, which is kind of more of a comedic variant, is pretty great. And then we finally have a new Looney Tunes pop with Yosemite Sam, and he is the Dark Knight, I believe, or the Black Knight. And this is cool. I really remember this episode. I loved it. And then we have the 2-pack from the Oren High School Host Club. These are weird. I don't know how well these are going to sell because it's one of those weird 2-packs, kind of similar to the Spider-Man Entertainment Earth exclusive where you have the Spider-Mans pointing at each other. It's quite literally the exact same pop, kind of just flipped with the posing from each hand with the peace signs, as well as just almost a mirror shot, I guess you could say. Then we have the 5-headed dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! And this thing is sweet. Yes, it is very similar to Tiamat from Dungeons & Dragons, but that's because it's basically based off of that, and it looks awesome. There's so much detail going on with this. This is a pop that I know that me and DK are both going to want to get into our collections. And then lastly, for animation, we have a brand new One Piece pop, Luffy with the Going Merry, and this is pretty sweet. I mean, an awesome pop ride. You don't generally get a ton of boats for a pop ride. It's normally cars or whatever else it may be. So being on a boat is awesome. The Luffy pop is pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't have his hat, which is awesome because you get to see more of the detail in the hair. But we've seen Luffy pops before. It's awesome to see the Going Merry, and it looks really cool. So this one's pretty easy. We only got 3 pops from last year in 2021, though Suyu's awesome. I gotta go with 2022 because we finally have Ben 10 pops. We have an awesome second form Cell, as well as Yosemite Sam, which is one of my favorite pops out of the con itself, and a Yu-Gi-Oh pop, as well as an awesome new One Piece pop, which I wouldn't be surprised if it hikes up in value very quickly. The third category we have is Disney. So in 2021, we had the Netherlands girl, I guess you could say, from It's a Small World, which is a set that I kind of like. I think it's interesting. The Yzma as Cat in the Scouts outfit, I guess is what you'd call it, even though it is just titled Yzma. But this is a sweet pop. I do have it up in my collection over there. One of my favorite pops in my collection, especially with the Emperor's New Groove, which I am such a big fan of. We have the Stitch in Rollers, which is an okay pop. Arthur pulling the Excalibur from the Sword in the Stone, and this is a really cool deluxe pop. Then we have Goofy from the Three Musketeers. This is a cool pop. I like the pose. I like the detail they put into it. And then moving on to 2022, Merida from Brave, which is kind of just a variant of the color of her dress. There's not a ton different from any other Brave pop that we've seen. Clarabelle Cow, this is really cool. An awesome mainstay Disney character, which I think is very deserving of a Funko Pop. We did see the soda, and now we do have the Funko Pop, which looks good. And then we have Professor Owl, which is kind of similar to Clarabelle Cow because he also did just get a Funko soda and now is getting a Funko Pop for New York Comic Con 2022. This is a pretty sweet pop. Kit and Doggy from Kit Bull, and this is sweet. I'm really enjoying that Funko has been branching out a little bit more in the Pixar realm and actually doing the short films. This is an awesome pop and really does make sense to be a con exclusive. The glitter version of Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, and it's a pop and bag, which is cool, limited to 3,000 pieces, so it is one of the only, if not the only, limited piece Funko Pop at New York Comic Con, so this is cool. I don't generally like glitter pops, but I've seen some in-hand pictures of this pop, and because of the translucentness as well as the glitter, it really does show that Zero is a ghost. Roger Rabbit with the kisses, and this is awesome. I'm a huge fan of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and the Funko Soda was exactly like this, at least the Chase version. So now we have that Chase version in Funko Pop form, and this is a pop that I'll probably consider buying. And then lastly, for Disney in 2022 for New York Comic Con, we have Smee with Skull Rock, the Pop Town, and this is pretty sweet. You have Smee in the boat, which is almost already a pop ride, as well as the Skull Rock, so it's a Pop Town, and This is so cool. Smee's awesome. So looking at 2021 and 2022 compared, there are a lot of great pops in Disney. I will give 2022 the point for this one. It was pretty close though. The next category we have is Marvel and DC. In 2021, we had the Carnage, which is an awesome looking pop. And then we have Polaris from X-Men, which is also glow in the dark. And this pop is sweet. I do think it probably could have came out around Emerald Comic Con, but it is still a cool con pop and a character that we never get Funko Pops of. And then in 2022, we have the King Joker, which is arguably one of the most detailed Funko Pops we've seen in a long time. The red Superman, which I do like more than the blue one for whatever reason, so that's a pretty decent pop. The comic book version of Aquaman, I like this pop a lot. I like the pose and everything, but it just doesn't really feel like a con pop to me. Star Sapphire from the Green Lantern, and this is pretty cool. I really enjoy this pop. I like how the different colors of pink kind of stand out with the kind of swirl that's going around her body. The pose is cool. The Groot from I Am Groot, and this is a pretty cool pop. I like the detail gone into it, but I don't feel like this should have been a con pop. Nick Fury from The Secret Invasion, and this pop's pretty cool. This is one that really does give some con pop vibes to me. And then lastly, for DC and Marvel, we have the Statue of Liberty from Spider-Man No Way Home, and this isn't a bad pop. I do like how the pop looks, but so many people want different pops for No Way Home. We've barely gotten any, so why are they giving us stuff like this? It feels like Funko is just taunting us and teasing us. So comparing 2021 compared to 2022 for Marvel and DC, I gotta give it to 2022, and there's multiple reasons. There are some good pops, like I said, with Nick Fury and the Joker, and honestly, I think if we only got the Joker this year, it would still probably beat out 2021. The next category we have is movies. So starting off with the first and only pop from 2021, we have Savant from the Suicide Squad, and this is a pretty cool pop. I feel like it kind of was more of a shelf sitter. I feel like I've seen it around, and I don't think it's gone up a ton in secondary market value, but it's not a bad pop from a movie that some people did enjoy. And then in 2022, we finally have a Borat pop, which is so cool. He has his luggage. He has the USA flag, which is sweet. Guy from Free Guy, which is such an unexpected announcement and is really cool. I really enjoy how they have the glasses in his hand, because that's really a pivotal moment of the movie. Then we have a couple different Harry Potter pops. We got Harry first off, and this is an okay pop. Should it be a con pop? Maybe, because I don't think it would sell super well as just a common. And then we have the Neville Longbottom with the Pixies, and this is an awesome pop. I remember this scene, and I love how it really does look like those pixies are picking him up by his ears, and Neville's such a cool character that I do think he deserves to get a con pop, especially at a con like New York Comic Con. Then we have Kayla from Jurassic World, and this is a decent pop. I don't think it screams to me con pop, but at the same time, Jurassic World has had a bunch of different announcements for their common waves, so if you're gonna put another pop in it, it might as well be at a con. So looking at the movies category, I think this one's pretty simple. 2022 has to win it. I mean, there's a lot going on here just compared to the one Suicide Squad pop that we got in 2021. The next category is one of my favorites with retro toys. In 2021, we got a couple of Masters of the Universe pops with Zodak as well as Snakeface, and these pops look pretty sweet. Then in 2022 we had Sergeant Slaughter from G.I. Joe, and this is sweet. The Rubik's Cube, which like I said before with the Polaroid camera, is a pop that I normally don't like. I don't like when they take inanimate objects and add the eyes and the arms and the legs onto them, but Rubik's Cube is so iconic, and it's a pop that I need to have in my Retro Toys collection. Then we have Mikey and Raphael from the TMNT and Power Rangers mashup, and I've been loving these pops, and they're still bringing out the fire with the Mikey and the Raphael. So for Retro Toys, all of these pops are really amazing. I enjoy all of them, and I think that all of them probably could enter my collection, but I think 2022 has to win it. I mean, there's double the amount of pops, as well as you're seeing Sergeant Slaughter from G.I. Joe, which makes so much sense to be a con pop. Rubik's Cube, so iconic, and then, of course, the TMNT Power Rangers mashup lineup, which I'm really loving. Next up, we have Star Wars, and there's only 3 pops to talk about. So in 2021, we had the Boba Fett from the Book of Boba, and this is an awesome pop. I mean, you got the scars on the head, you have his attire when he's hanging out with the Tusken Raiders. This is such a cool pop. I really do enjoy it. Then in 2022, we have B2 EMO from the Andor series, and This is a pretty cool pop with a lot of detail. It's one of the more detailed pops we've seen as terms to droids. And then we have the Padawan Anakin Skywalker from the episode 2 of Star Wars. So this is cool. People want to see more episode 2 pops, and this is a great character, obviously the main character, I guess you could say, of that movie. I think I actually have to give it to 2021. I really enjoy that Boba Fett. I love the unmasked version with the Tusken Raider outfit, whereas with the droid from Andor as well as the episode 2 Anakin, those are some cool pops, but I feel like I would probably add Boba before I add those pops. The next category we have is television. So in 2021, we actually only had one pop, but thankfully it was an amazing one with Mose Schrute from The Office. What an awesome announcement. We were all pumped about this, and by all of us, I mean Office fans, especially with me and DK. Such a cool pop, a lot of great detail, the pose is awesome. And then in 2022 for television, we actually had quite a bit of different pops. Steve with the handy dandy notebook from Blue's Clues, which is one of my favorite pops from New York Comic Con 2022, so that's awesome. Super excited to see Steve. We have Mona Lisa from Parks and Rec. This is a pop that I don't really know about, or a character I don't really know about, but it makes sense to have Parks and Rec's pops. Coach Beard from Ted Lasso, and this is a pretty cool pop with a lot of cool detail. Uhtred from The Last Kingdom, and I have no clue about this show either. I know it did finish on Netflix, but I just don't know about it, and it's a decent looking pop. I'm not gonna hate on it at all, but it's just something I don't know about. Kelly Kapoor in her Halloween costume from The Office. Awesome to see a new Office exclusive to Comic-Con. And then we have Jimbo and Kearney from The Simpsons, and I'm super excited about these. I have all my Simpsons pops to my left side here. I can't wait to get these in my collection. Again, two of my favorite pops from 2022 New York Comic Con. So this one's pretty easy. 2022 has to get the point. I mean, there's a lot of really cool pops here. 2021 wasn't bad with the Mose. I mean, that's a great pop, but unfortunately there wasn't other pops there to kind of back it up. And then lastly, we have the miscellaneous category. In 2021, we had Tiamat, which is an awesome pop that I do own. I love this. The heads on it look so cool. You get that D20 with it, which is awesome. Lafayette from Hamilton, which is an awesome pop as well. I really enjoy Hamilton, and this pop looks good. And then we have the Diamond Collection Eevee, which I'm not a huge fan of. I don't really like Diamond Collection to begin with, and then you take a Pokemon pop that was already good enough as a common and you add a specification on it that it doesn't need. It just brings down the pop, and not great. And then in 2022, we have Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls in the gold attire, and this pop is actually pretty decent, but we've seen so many Biggie Smalls pops that I just can't care about this pop. And then lastly, the final pop is a 2-pack with Vecna and Vecna from Stranger Things and Dungeons & Dragons. An awesome mashup that makes sense to do, but you got the one cool Vecna from Dungeons & Dragons, and then you have that really lame Vecna that we got for Stranger Things. I just don't like that pop, and there's not much of a change to both of these besides a little bit of different pose in the arms. So overall, this one's a fail from Funko. So for the last category, I have to give 2021 the point. Tiamat's awesome. Lafayette's also awesome. Two pops that I want to have in my collection, and not just because I want to complete a collection, it's because I want to have these pops. So after tallying up all the points, it wasn't surprising to me that 2022 has won at a score of 6-3. I mean, what a great year for New York Comic Con. So many awesome pops. Funko really did bring the fire, and I'm glad to see it. Unfortunately, my bank account begs to differ because there's going to be a lot of pops I'm going to want to get, and hopefully I get them at retail value and don't have to buy them at secondary, because there just is so many awesome pops. Last year was pretty awesome as well, but this year just they pumped it up a little bit, and there's so many cool pops. So that's it. New York Comic Con 2022 is the Which Is Better winner for today. And if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Leave a comment in the comment section down below and let me know what was your favorite con pop from New York Comic Con 2022. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and hit that little notification bell to be notified when future content like this video gets released. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Peace and Peace out.
Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.